Listen, we've been doing all of this talk about red dye number 3 and red 40 and all of that type of stuff like that, right? So I just happened to see a box of cereal on my counter this morning, and I went and looked at it. Bro, I challenge y'all to go look at the ingredients in the cereal. Some of y'all gonna be like, I don't wanna know, I don't wanna know. And I get that, I get that. But for those of you who are invested and wanna know, go read the ingredients of the back of the cereal box, bro. I think the one I looked at was Fruit Loop marshmallows. Holy, bro. That's all I'm saying. Just check it out for yourself. All right, y'all, let's get to the madness. All right, so you know how this goes. Question everything. You should. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get to it.
Breaking news, the Kellogg's boycott is working as the food and beverage company is having to slash price.
Us Americans are a funny bunch. This is, by the way, who owns everything. And then here's Kellogg's right here. And when I say Americans are a funny bunch, we will quite literally shut down like 1 out of the 11 like superpowers of the world, basically, on the business side of things, because he talks shit to us with a name and a face. But if you guys actually want to do some boycotting, any single company that is owned by these here, take a look, which is this right here is Megacorp. This is all one giant conglomerate company. They're all bought and owned by the same people, private equity. We should do a boycott of everything you see here and then some, if you actually want to do something for fun. I mean, it's cute, but here's Kellogg's, price over the last, they're only down $2. I mean, we're not doing, never will.
Breaking news, the Kellogg's
Bro, let's look at that list again, man.
Are a funny bunch.
The names on this list: Johnson & Johnson, General Mills, Kellogg's, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Nestle. Like, these are some power players. You know what I'm saying? Trying to knock them off the board. It's like trying to get all 7 Infinity Stones. Goodness. How many Infinity Stones was it? Either way, you know what I meant.
Yo, look at this. Them drones. Look at this. Oh my God, this is an orb. Oh my gosh, yo, it's coming towards me, look. Oh my gosh. Yo. Ma. Yo, look at this. Yo. Oh my God. Yo. Yo, it just went all the way up in it, bro. Bro, look at look at this. Oh, no way, bro. There's no way. There's no way. Look at the other one all the way up in the sky. Yo. Oh my, yo, I can't believe, bro, I can't believe this. Bro, I cannot believe this right now. I cannot believe this right now.
This is John Harvey Kellogg, and if the name sounds familiar to you, it really should. He was the founder of Kellogg cereal and cornflakes. He was a healthcare pioneer. He even advocated for things that science now proves is correct and helps us nutritionally today. He was one of the only people in the early 1900s to advocate for vegetarianism, telling people not to smoke, even though at the time companies were saying it was healthy for you. He even opened up what he called a healthcare sanitarium, a massive facility where people all around the world, mostly rich, could come and exercise, get fresh water, fresh air, and a healthy assortment of food. He was part of a religious group called Seventh-day Adventists that believes strongly, even today, in keeping yourself healthy through diet and exercise. Oh, but don't get it twisted. There's more to this story. This man right here was an avid eugenicist. He founded an organization called the Racial Betterment Society. Basically, he would go around the country talking and giving speeches about racial degeneracy, and he would disguise his conferences as health conferences and talk about the ills of racial mixing. He eventually got on the Michigan Board of Health, and he tried to push an agenda that would sterilize people who he saw as mentally defective. He would hold these massive meetings with senators and congressmen about limiting immigration, forced sterilization, and even the better breeding of modern Americans. And when he couldn't sterilize people, he wanted to put together a list of racial thoroughbreds. Needless to say, bro was wildin'. This is John Hart.
I want to throw up every Kellogg cereal I ever ate right now. How can I do that? Is it possible, for me to do that? I mean, that's crazy. We don't even know who we're supporting half of the time. This is insane to hear that. Wow.
The Adam and Eve video? Yeah. Jesus Christ. There could be a time where the magnetic poles actually shift.
So This is science. They say that the last one was like 778,000 years ago, and we're like something like 200,000 years overdue. But the Adam and Eve story, the theory of that is that it happens in cycles of 6,500 years, and that it's a 90-degree flip, but 6 days later, or on the seventh day, it corrects itself.
The planet flips, not just
correct. It's a planet flip 90 degree, and that because of it, the Earth essentially does a standstill. The sun will basically stay in the same spot, causing heating like we've never experienced, and that the wind and the waters continue with their momentum, because essentially the wind travels at approximately 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. So the theory is that when that event happens, it's going to be cataclysmic.
The Adam and Eve video?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm freaked out. So I always thought that the gifted program in school was for kids who were like super good at math, right? Come to find out, we're finding out collectively now that it was a government-funded program where they scouted kids who had supernatural abilities, like clairvoyant tendencies. And I fell down this TikTok rabbit hole because all of these kids that were in the gifted program are suddenly just like regaining their memory. Like they lost the memory that they had when they were in this program, and all of a sudden all of them are just like waking up at the same time. Like they would give these kids this like weird color drink, and if the kids asked why, they wouldn't explain it. If they asked too many questions, they were kicked from the program. They gave them like this chalky tablet. They put them in a room with like different laser lights and made them like connect the dots. They gave them telepathy tests. They would check their eyes for heterochromia because that's, I guess, like a sign of like supernatural abilities. And so many of the kids that made it through the program, like the whole way from like kindergarten onward, or like from high school onward, were scouted by the military for like special ops, like secret intelligence operations. But so many of these kids that went through this program lost the memory of everything that happened completely, and then just like woke up. And they would sit them in a room with like headphones, not like the hearing test ones, right? But it would be like, this, like, don't be afraid. Like, you're in the gateway to a new way of living. When I tell you that when I fell down this rabbit hole, it almost sent me into a psychosis. I was one TikTok away from the lamp looking funny. And it's so weird that all of these people are remembering now of all times. Like, now with all of these alien sightings, all this weird stuff going on, they're just, like, remembering. If you were in the program, please comment. Because, I'm free. Like I said, the lamp's looking funny. The lamp's looking a little funny. So I'm freaked out.
So, all of us who weren't in the gifted program, how do you feel now? Because you probably used to ask the teacher, where are they going? Why they get to go? Now you don't feel so bad, do you? Hey, pat yourself on the back, even though math was hard for some people, might have saved you.
it. Dexter, come here, bud.
Oh my god.
What is that?
Oh my god. Where are your friends? They know energy. They know energy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I ain't gonna lie, that type of light right there feels like the type of light you can get abducted by. Like walking out and seeing that instantly turn to go back in the house for me. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so close. There's one over there too.
Where?
Right over there.
Where?
Oh, do you see the tail?
Yeah, I watched. No sound.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's done. Oh, it's just a rocket. It's just a SpaceX.
Oh my god.
It just happened.
That scared me so bad.
Oh, you just got the video while it was going on.
Oh my god, I was so scared. I'm shaking. Oh my gosh. That was so weird. Is it though?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's the same trail.
No.
That's from Vandenberg's over there. Yeah. It's.
So we just got rockets that's just sitting and just standing still and then going, then stop. Like, y'all be safe out here, man. I don't know what that. Y'all be safe, bro. Be safe.
All right, y'all. I'm freaking out right now. And I don't have an explanation for this, okay? And I don't freak out easily. Something weird is happening at our house. But like our whole road and our neighborhood. We're not really in a neighborhood, but like something really weird is happening. So we were sitting here and around 9:45 tonight, I get a call from my neighbor who is panicking, like she's freaking out. She just heard something hit, like shook her house. Something just shook her house. Well, of course, you know, we're trying to go over, so my husband gets his safety device and runs across over there, and he's going around the perimeter. And she's older. She hasn't been outside this whole storm. So there's no tracks, no animals, no ice, no nothing, y'all. Nothing around her house in my mind. Well, the ice fell off of her roof. It's 8 degrees here. Nothing is melting, nothing is falling, nothing is sliding. I said, well, it's just the ice. It's got to be the ice. So my husband looks and there's no tracks, no signs of ice falling anywhere around her house. Nothing, she swears. It shook her house so hard, it shook her bedroom door. So we come back over and we come back in about 11:10, I guess. I don't remember what time it was. It's not been that long ago. Everybody in my house is asleep except for me. And it happens here. And it didn't happen on the side of the house where ice would slide off. It happened in the center of our house. Something hit the roof, the center of our house. It hit it. I don't know what it was. The same exact as it sounded across from her house, because we heard it happen again while my husband was standing out there. I'm trying not to wake the baby. When my husband was standing out there at her, we heard it again. We heard it. But it wasn't as loud and we didn't see anything. We're all standing there looking at the house. Nothing is happening. So I heard it here and it shook the whole house. There's nothing above my bedroom except for a landing to the stairs. My teenager, I immediately messaged him and I said, was that you? And he said, no, it wasn't me. So I hear him start to get up from his bed in the other room. It wasn't him. It sounded like somebody took a flying leap across the house and hit as hard as they could on the other side, y'all. It was not something sliding. It was not something shifting. It was not something hitting the ground. It was something on the house. It gets weirder. It gets weirder. So this is where it starts to get really weird. Okay, so my son comes downstairs. He's 16. And I say, did you hear that? And he said, yeah, but that's the same sound that I heard earlier when y'all were outside. I said, excuse me? What? He said, I heard that exact same sound earlier when you were outside talking to the neighbor. It happened at both of our houses, y'all. Not on the ground, not shaking like from the floor, shaking from the roof. It shook the roof. It gets weirder. So.
Do y'all see how her hands are shaking? Like, I watch people and try to figure out if I could tell if they're telling the truth. So I'm paying attention, and her hands are just, now I don't know if that's normal for her, but if not, bro, this messed her up.
We're on a road. We're not really in a community. We're on a street, so we have a community page. I'm waking the baby. I posted on the community page and asked if anybody else was having this issue on our street. And people further down the road, a good mile, I don't know exactly their address. They said further down this road is 20 minutes long. Said they had it too. Swear something, they thought something fell on their house. What is happening, y'all? Like, I'm freaking out. I don't have any explanation for this. Normally I have answers for things like this. I do not have any answers. It is not the ice. I don't know what it is, but I am freaking out, and I do not know. I don't know. Has anybody else had this happen? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, bro. It all seems like it's the start of one of those movies where you're like, oh, man, this ain't about to be good at all. It's not about to be good.
So my name is Brianna. You already know this is a Western North Carolina update. It is currently 7:27 in the morning, and it is 16 degrees. 16 degrees. I'll show you. It is 16 degrees, and guess what? People are still, guess where? Intense. People are still intense, and they have nowhere to go. I'm just bringing light to the subject because I still haven't seen anything about it. My For You page, I don't know if the algorithm is broken, but ever since TikTok got taken away and brought back, it's a little weird. But if you don't know me, now you do. My name is Brianna. I live in Western North Carolina, and we were hit by Hurricane Helene. After being hit by Hurricane Helene, we got maybe minimal help. After we received minimal help and they decided to pack their things and leave after about 2 weeks, we ended up getting snow. Yeah, just a lot. We got a lot of snow, a couple feet. In certain areas, not all areas. Don't get me twisted. Meanwhile, people are still intense. People are still dying intense. Children and their families, like a lot of children are dying because of it, because it's cold. Guess where they can go? Nowhere. They don't have family or anything. I don't know everyone's situation, but I still know like kids are dying. Of course there are churches that are taking people in. That's fine. But guess what? A lot of these people, they're just stuck. In Western North Carolina, we did not think that we were going to get a flood. We didn't think we were going to get a hurricane, because we're in the mountains. We're in the mountains, go figure. But that's besides the point. We're in the mountains. A lot of people around here did not have flood insurance. So guess what? Their houses that got swept away, literally, look it up, swept away, are not going to get rebuilt. You know why? Because there's no land. You know why? Because it got swept away. So not only do they not have flood insurance, they don't have a house, and they don't have the land that they bought the house on, because guess what? It got swept away. Now they're trying to figure out what to do. They don't have a house, they don't have a car, they don't have money. What are you gonna do? You don't have any of your personal items, you don't have your purse, you don't have your wallet, you don't have your keys, you have nothing. And they are
and this is why people are upset, bro. We sent so much money to other places throughout the years, and when our own are sitting here screaming for help, they're not getting it. This is why people are frustrated, as they should be.
Are still struggling. I'm only going to talk about this, and everyone keeps asking me to show pictures. I will not, because that's people's privacy, and people are at their lowest right now. So I will not be inhumane and take videos of people that are going through their lowest. But I'm only bringing a subject to this so that if you can donate, there are already websites up. I can't advertise stuff on my page because of what I already post. But you can look it up, and you can go from there, and you can donate or whatever. You can bring towels, you can bring blankets. It's not even really about the money, it's about like the items. You can give someone $1,000, but if they can't go to the bank or if they can't go to the store, what is it gonna do? Nothing. So if you're gonna like donate or something, definitely try to donate like clothes or towels or blankets or something. But I'm just speaking for Western North Carolina because I have a platform, and I have a lot of love and support, and yeah. And I'm trying to think of everything that's going on. We literally got snow. We just got snow again. We've had ice. It's been, I don't even know what's going on. Western North Carolina is weird because we get snow late, but I mean, we didn't expect to get hit by a hurricane either. So at this point, we're just taking hits and blows and whatever we can do, whatever we can take. But that is an update for Western North Carolina. And if you can share and repost this, that would be great. You don't even have to like it. Just share and post so that I can get the word out there, because it's bad. Lake Lure is still bad. I was actually talking to my friends about Lake Lure. I don't even know when's the next time we're going to be able to swim. But who gives a flying about swimming? People's houses were there. Like, not just lake houses. Whoop-de-woo. Not just lake houses. Homes that people lived in every day. Yeah, like their actual homes. They're gone. So definitely keep Western North Carolina still in your prayers, because we are still going through it. All right, we're done. Bye.
Man, y'all make sure y'all go send her some love, man, and get the updates. This is one of the people I look to get the updates from. Her name again, Breonna Bryant, BreonaBryant. That's tough to see, man. And people still got to get out there because they got to do what they got to do to support their families. This is rough, bro. But to have to work in those type of conditions, as I told y'all, man, just breathing that stuff in, the long-term effects, it's not good, man. This hurts to see.
Play. When you think of secret societies, you think of groups of rich old men, like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, sitting around a ridiculously long table, all trying to top each other with their best diabolical laugh. It makes for a fun cartoon, but in reality, such societies and secretive meetings do exist, and one is going on right now behind closed doors in England. The Bilderberg Group is a meeting of the most influential people in Europe and North America. Wall Street investors, business moguls, politicians, royalty, they're all coming together and keeping the media and everyone else out. What are they discussing? What are they plotting? Doesn't the public have a right to know? Well, apparently no, though what they chat about could very well end up impacting your 401k or who knows what else.
The fact that it's flowering is something that is very rare. Even in the wild, they only flower around every 7 to 10 years. And we haven't had a flower here at the Royal Botanic Garden, Sydney, in 15 years. So we are super excited about the fact that we have a flower about to open here at the Royal Botanic Garden.
Roses would be ideal, wouldn't it? No, clearly a dead body.
Joining us now, we're very happy to welcome back actor, singer, and former California resident Robert Davi, the one and only Robert Davi. Robert, what's your reaction to this story?
Well, thank you for having me, Liz. Well, I'm enraged still. After being in California 46 years.
I just read the headline. I'm sorry, y'all. Gavin Newsom lied about claiming he was on the phone with Biden. Are you serious? Are you? See, and then you wonder if all the criticism and scrutiny he's received so far was warranted. And then stuff like this comes out.
And understanding that wildfires were a thing that we were worried about continually, even in 2009, when Schwarzenegger, who we don't see eye to eye with many political things with him, he was one time a good friend, but he had a wildfire emergency service that Bettenhauser, who was heading that up, to clean out the needle, to clean out the fire stuff. Instead of Gavin Newsom, for the last year and a half, campaigning for Biden, going around red states, criticizing what's happening in red states, he should have gone around the country telling Californians to clean up, that we need to have a major thing to clean up these, the brush and also the reservoirs. He should have focused on that and not this political tap dance. And the joy that he gave when he said, California, we're going to rebuild California 2.0, that turned my stomach.
I told y'all, man, it was the way he said it. I kept saying, man, he needs some type of person to tell him what he's doing and speak for him, or some type of publicist or something. But the way he just was giddy about that just came off horribly, bro.
You know,
I mean, to
a
smile,
lot of people in California are outraged. They want him thrown out of office, recalled, charged with criminal negligence. We talked to people in California, but now we've got extreme fire warnings moving further south into San Diego. There was at least two brush fires in San Diego, also Riverside County. So what do you make of President Trump? He's going to visit North Carolina and then go to L.A. He wants to rebuild both. He just signed an executive order to reroute water from the north down to Southern California. Robert, we saw reports that at least half to 95% of California's rainwater goes into the Pacific Ocean.
Pete Wilson in 1990 had a bill. The Democrats killed it. He was governor then. He wanted to build reservoirs to collect the rainwater. I think President Trump should do a national referendum on that. He should meet with maybe Schwarzenegger, who understood the environmental issues, not pretend he understood them like Newsom does for photo ops. They should build the reservoirs, collect the rainwater. Even think about desalinization plants that in Saudi Arabia and other areas, they have high tech right there on the ocean. That Malibu coast you're talking about, Liz, that has 300 million, all that devastation. Imagine if there was desalinization plants, what they could use during the fire, and find out how to do the offshoot.
You know, and Robert, you know, as well, you make a great point too, that he was focused on doing things like fighting with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, while just basically California is, the fires are not over. They act like when, you know, Gavin Newsom is going to see more fires coming down the road. But we want to get your reaction to President Trump and to also Speaker Johnson. Speaker Johnson says, yes, tie conditions to the aid for California. They got to be more accountable and stand up. Watch this.
We're going to be issuing an executive order demanding that they immediately let that water come down through California. Farmers, even people living in Beverly Hills, they wanted to restrict you to 38 gallons of water a day. That sounds like a lot, but it's not. When you're a rich person and you like to take a shower, 38 gallons doesn't last very long. And they have all this water, and it's really good water. Up high.
Yeah, we're talking about conditions to this disaster. Look, there are natural disasters, but there are man-made disasters as well, and they made terrible decisions. You know, they knew exactly what they were doing. That reservoir outside Pacific Palisades, 117 million gallons. It was empty for a year. They made decisions that made that disaster exponentially worse, and this is what the American taxpayer is demanding of us everywhere else in the country.
Robert, what's your take on what you just heard?
It, again, something that is the frustration and the left. They don't solve problems, they create problems. When I was in California, as I said, 46 years, we left 3 years ago, you had to have, as the president said, President Trump said, 38 gallons. That wasn't just in Beverly Hills, that was in a lot of parts of California. You couldn't water your lawns. You couldn't do certain kind of irrigation because they were conserving. When all this rain, and I think there should be conditions. Absolutely. When you have a political body, as in California, that are basically run by the Democrats, that are not really taking care of that state, that beautiful state at one time, and have done policies in terms of crime, in terms of the environment, everything else, that has to be accountable. Also, the Hollywood community, I have to go back at that because they're so vocal on everything, Liz. They're so, except this. It's quiet. I still haven't heard a soundbite from Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert or any of the Hollywood elites talking about Gavin Newsom has to be held accountable for what happened in California. And until they start stepping up and saying the truth to the people of California so they understand what the issues are, and I think there should be conditions, absolutely.
Well, thank God for Robert Davi. He brings it. He really tells it like it is. Robert, you're terrific. Thank you so much. Good to see you.